Welcome to our next episode of the Top Innovator series. My name is Joseph Martens. I'm your host and I'm the founder of the Tech Executive Club. And with us today is Rodrigo Gonzalez. Rodrigo is the CIO of Softtek. Softtek helps Global 2000 organizations build their digital capabilities. They have a global presence. They are active in over 20 countries, have over 15,000 employees, and truly have a worldwide footprint. Rodrigo, it's great to have you with us today.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you.
Rodrigo, we're always interested to hear about leadership journeys, and you are clearly highly accomplished. You've achieved a lot to get to the CIO role. And I would like to start by asking you, when you look at your journey as a leader, what do you think is a secret ingredient in making you successful? What is something that you think is a key contributor to the success that you've had?
Well, I think it's probably some time ago I was asked the same question by my wife. Actually, she said like, how we end up in this life, at this point, whatever we have, and then I was trying to figure out what I made different than everybody else. And I think what happened is there were a lot of opportunities that in the first instance they look really bad, and that they say like, I don't want to take that opportunity, but somehow I end up taking those opportunities, and those opportunities became the best challenges. So for example, I had one time I had to take a project that was actually like losing money. He said, nobody wants to take it. You're going to be, probably fired if you don't make it happen. And another time I thought, well, the technology is okay. I think the purpose of the project is okay. Probably needs some just some tweaking to make it happen. So I decided to take that opportunity, and actually I be turning it around and became a very large project for a company, and that opened, the possibilities for me to take other responsibilities. So it all starts by taking the opportunities that probably you think I'm not ready or they're very difficult or something. Those are the best opportunities, because the easy ones, everybody can take the easy ones. So there's a lot of competition taking those. You have to start taking the ones that are probably harder, but those actually make a big difference in your life.
I like that, taking opportunities, right? There is a risk associated with that, of course, right? It's not that obvious. Tell me more about how you assess the risk in those situations. Is that intuitive for you? Do you have some kind of process for that? How do you assess what level of risk you're comfortable with, what you're willing to take, or how you nudge yourself a little bit more towards risk? Say more about that, Rodrigo.
So I would say, like, risk in life is it's a very complex part. It's every time you decide, like, when I want to have let's say a kid. You're trying to figure out what is the best moment to have a kid. Probably it's never the best moment. No, it's always complicated. It's always complicated. But the only thing is, you try to figure out how you feel at that moment. It's more about, I feel comfortable with myself. Right now, I don't, I think I'm ready to take another challenge. I'm open to new things. I'm ready to step it up. So it's more about when you feel ready than rather just go ahead and say, I'm going to just take a risk and figure out if it's going to work. So it always started like that. And probably in my career, every time I start thinking, probably I need to look for another job. I've been with this company almost 25 years, no? But every time I think I really need to start looking for another job to make it something more challenging, that's when an opportunity show up. So it's more about when you are ready, and you need to figure out how you feel comfortable with yourself. That's the key. If you don't know yourself, then it's very difficult to do that. No?
So interesting. So what I hear you say is it has less to do with the opportunity, has less to do with what the challenge is, but more with where you are at the moment. Yes. If you feel like you're ready for something else, a next step is possible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That fair to say? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and very, very interesting in that sense is when you are working, let's say, and you're going to take a challenge. A lot of times they say maybe you cannot solve it. No, the opportunity is very big or something, but I have never seen anybody that actually fails with learning. No, so when you get an opportunity and you put all your enthusiasm, all your energy to solve it, even if you cannot solve it, of course all the management is going to see that. They're going to see that you are actually trying to make it happen. And you may not have the resources, you may not have the right people, whatever it is. But if you are actually doing the effort and putting your 100%, it's gonna make the results. So a lot of times I would think maybe it was not the expected outcome, but that opportunity
Yeah.
opened another opportunity
Yeah.
and another opportunity. So it's just getting in front of the opportunity and not letting everything else take over of your life. You have to
Yeah.
take over of your
Yeah.
own life.
And not be fearful of that, probably, right? Not be scared off by those things. I'm curious, is that something that you learned at a certain point in your career, or is that something that you've done from early years, from college years or early professional years on?
I will say probably it had to do when my father passed away when I was 25. So I was, let's say, probably 4 months before meeting my wife. I've been
Mm-hmm.
married on 26 years now. So interesting thing is my father loved life. He had a lot of problems with heart problems, and at the end, he had a car accident and he died from that. No, and that actually changed something in my mindset. He was prepared, for a problem with his heart. He got like 3 surgeries and everything, and he was so scared of the problem that he had. So he stopped living, no, or enjoying life or taking the risks because he said like I may have a problem, it's going to be too risky for me to take something.
Yeah.
So he stopped doing that, and then he passed away because he got a car accident, and that actually changed something in my mindset. It's you cannot stop living because of circumstances that you have. You have to continue living and get the
Mm.
most out of it. So that's when I decided I'm going to take all the opportunities that I get. I'm not sure I'm going to be here tomorrow, maybe not in a year or something. I just have to make the best out of it. So
Yeah.
that's when I decided to probably lower my risk um, perception, saying, I have to take more risks because if not, then how you're going to see your life after that, no? So how you're
Wow.
going to explain to your kids,
Yeah.
I did all of this or I did nothing, no? They
Yeah.
will see that, no? So
Yeah.
that's where I became a really pivotal point in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. That's a profound experience, right? The death of a loved one that impacts us, no question, right? This can be, and it sounds like it in your case, can be an aha moment, can be an insight, can be something that we want to take to heart and base our life on. And it's powerful for us, and it's difficult to share something like that with other people, right? So we can talk about this, but the emotional impact or getting someone else to take that lesson is really hard. Is that something that you can get people in your team to buy into? I mean, I get it, you can share that story about your father, but can they buy into that idea of seizing opportunities? How do you convey that?
So a lot of my teams, I have had the opportunity to meet super great people in my life. Uh, and probably a lot of them may not had a lot of opportunities. And
Okay.
when I was looking to build a team, I always look for people that actually want to take another challenge. No, I never said hey, you are this certified in all these different things and you are the expert and try to bring in a team because trying to mold somebody that is already in a track to something else is very difficult. But I'd rather find people that want to take a challenge. I'm not scared of learning something, and that people actually can connect with this type of experience really really fast. So when you find uh, the people that want to learn something new, that if you say, I always ask the question, say, yeah, you're an expert, I don't know, in AI, and you have all these,
Mm.
prompts and whatever. I say, well, what about if I put you, I need to build an Excel application, no?
Okay.
He said like, what? Yeah, an Excel application, BB6, whatever. No, the old way. I just need to solve something very quick. And if they say, yeah, sure, I can do it, that's the right part because they have the attitude to learn, and
Mm.
when they have those components, it's very easy to start, embedding into them your mindset. I say, okay, so what about if we take this challenge? No, let's build this something that nobody else has built. It may fail or not, but if we make it happen, it's going to be great for us. So you start working more in the motivation, the long-term motivation. So, it's like going to the Everest. No, of course it's gonna be hard. There's gonna be part that is gonna be raining. It's gonna be mud. It's gonna, sometimes it's gonna maybe easy. Sometimes it's gonna be super bad, and you want to quit. But if the motivation is there, they will continue going. So I try to build more in the motivation part. Say,
Okay.
this is the vision, and you have to connect to the vision. Once they buy in the vision, everything else is just some tweaks in the process.
Yeah.
So that's when what I like about people is find the people that want to learn, that is not scared of taking challenges.
Yeah.
That if you ask them something that they don't know, they say, I don't know, but give me 10 minutes and I'll get back to you. Those are the right people that will learn really fast, and you
That's
can
great.
actually
Yeah.
help them to grow.
I love that, right? Paying attention to the willingness of people to learn, their ability to take the challenge. It makes me think of some of these really hard questions that are supposedly Google interview questions or Apple interview questions, right? And it seems to be a challenge that has to be solved in that moment. But maybe that's really not it. It's the ability to be resourceful. It's the ability to face the challenge and to see how they're dealing with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask something else about your journey as a leader. Many successes in the past. We talked a little bit about the tools that you used in the past or what made you successful. When you look at where you are today, what is your sense of something that you haven't quite cracked yet? So what's a leadership habit or a leadership behavior where you think, yeah, this is useful, I should be using this, and I'm not 100% there. I have not achieved mastery yet. It's something that I think I need to, I can work on.
I think I'm still learning a lot about politics itself.
Okay.
It's a very interesting part of me is I don't like to get into confrontations. I always want to just convey the ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And if I see that it's not moving or it's not convincing the people, I build into more ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I give you more data. But it's not that I give you more data that you are not going to understand. I try to make it always. I always use real life examples. I say, hey, we're in a race. Which type of car you want to use? No, you wanna be the first car. You want to be the second one. What is what you want to build? No, so I start those questions, let's say, with the board. No, trying to get a clear understanding of what I want to do. If I make that connection, it's very easy. But if there's a politics, I say, no, well, this guy is is going to tell you how to do it. It's very hard because sometimes those decisions may not be actually like a technical decision or something like that. It maybe is we have a partnership and we have to go ahead and do it. No, so that's something I still need to work on. I always make it happen, but I still struggle a lot in those conversations. Like, how do I going to my previous comment is how do I connect my vision to this thing that I don't see how it's going, huh? But sometimes it's part of an opportunity. I try to go back to the roots, saying, okay, this is a challenge. I have to make it work. Let's get it done. No?
Yeah.
So that will be the thing that I still need to work on, because as you grow more as an executive, of course, the board, a lot of times they think different things. No, they are not connected with the technology, or they may be connected more with the money or something, and you're trying to convince them about a very technical problem. Saying, give me money, for this investment, and there's not really a return immediately. No? So you have to struggle or to figure out how to connect their vision to your vision to somehow align that and get the things done. No? But still working on that.
Yeah. Now I'm curious about the how, of course. So first of all, I love the fact that you were so fast with that response, right? You didn't really have to think of it. It was clear right away, and it goes back to what you said earlier about self-awareness.
In the morning we were discussing that. it's an everyday question. It's an everyday question, yes.
Yeah. So what do you do about it? How do you learn that? How do you learn political skills and company political skills, right? Or the diplomacy or the ability. It's probably also a little bit about not just looking at the facts, right? Not being totally data driven, but looking at other considerations as well.
So the thing is, what I have found that works the most is you have to put in their head. So whoever you're talking to is he's going to understand based on, let's say, his own values or knowledge or whatever. So if you're going to share any idea, you need to figure out what the other people or the other person is going to perceive that idea. So if you, of course, you know all these technical things and you start talking, I need this Azure and this server, whatever, you lost them in the process, and then it's very hard to get back. So you have to think about, okay, so what is important for them? The first is it's important, let's say, maybe the numbers, maybe the metrics, the money, whatever, the budget, no? So first is, okay, they have a perception that it needs to make money or save money, okay, first. And the second thing is you need to be sure that whatever you are saying or whatever you are putting in the table is going to be a benefit for them. So you need to figure out how you're going to explain your problem, whatever problem you have, that is a benefit for them. Once you make that, it may be a problem, I don't know, upgrading these 300 servers that I have. But that's your problem. But for them, it's not a problem. For them, you have to find hey, I want to make you faster. I'm going to give you better response. I'm going to give you tools to process your month-end closing, in 20 seconds, and you will be able to find where are the accounts that are not working, or better sales or something. And once they connect to that vision, they say, well, that is going to cost because I have to upgrade the servers to get that happen, right? So then my problem is just a need that they have to solve something that you already solved them. So it's better to sell them the idea, and then whatever problems that you have are just the requirements to make that idea happen.
Got it. So connecting it again to the opportunity, to the why, and to the vision, like you said early on. Yeah.
Correct.
One more question about your leadership journey. Let's take a look forward now into the future. And this is not a question about companies, about positions or things like that. This is really about your leadership journey. What do you see your next step as a leader to be? But if you imagine Rodrigo in the next iteration, what is different? What has happened in the next leveling up, Rodrigo?
So one thing, I've been working a lot in that because I cannot stay, steady for a long time. That's whenever I say, like, I need another challenge. Good thing is this company has given me all these opportunities, or there are a lot of opportunities I will take it. But thinking of that is, I think the best way to express it is, I think I have a lot of different skills that I can help the people, let's say, in the next level to become the next C-levels. So I have a lot of experience doing that because, as you said, like in my career, I had the opportunity to be in almost every single position in the company, to get to that point. So I know different things and different elements that I need to start looking at. So I'm trying to start working with let's say, the next level, the executive director levels. How do I share those experiences so they can become better leaders and be ready for the next generation? Because certainly there's always going to be a new opportunity, maybe like a merge, a new, they sell the company, you buy another company. Oh, there's another opportunity outside that you may want to take it. And I want to have the people that work for me that opportunity. I want to have them ready. And I always think that is super important. Is my wife one day told me is, why do you explain everything to all the guys that report to you? You're giving all your secret sauce. And I say, well, the thing is, if I teach them how to do it, they will do my work and I could do something else. And that's what I'm trying to focus, is to make them be able to do my work without me. And once they do my work without me, then I can focus, okay, now I can think a new idea, think a new project, get back with the boss and get something different, no? Yep. So that's what is, probably the last 3-4 years, that's is going to be the focus, is just continue growing the people for the next level. That's it, the next level.
Yep. Let me ask you one last question about leadership and then we'll wrap it up. What do you think is something that you are seeing, something that you've discovered about leading teams, leading organizations, and you notice many other people don't have that insight? So what is something you've seen, you realized is true, but many other people are missing it?
I think the people don't connect with their employees in a personal level. That's definitely a key. So I try For example, if you go once, I'll invite you to one of my staff meetings. You'll see that I have meetings that I say, it's we're gonna present our, let's say, our pet, our dog, no? And in this session, I ask them, like, bring your dog, and you have to sell me your dog. And what you see is somehow when you start talking about the people, they teach you about how they think about things. Oh, what is important to them. For me, it's important, the color, the looks of the dog, the strength, the abilities, something. And that you can connect, say, now I know how this person sees things. And now when you explain a problem to them or a need, you can connect those to their way of thinking, and it will make it much better to move forward. No? So if you're not doing that, you probably are missing half of the potential of your team. So I have invested a lot of time. That's something I would say, if I had to say that will be my secret sauce, that will be my secret sauce. It's real connection with the people that you have working with.
Yeah, that is super important. And many are shying away from it, right? Many believe there's the professional world, there's the personal world, and they should not overlap, and I want to keep them separate. So message from you, get more personal, right? Make that personal connection. Rodrigo, thank you very much. It was fantastic having you with us today. I love the message. And what stuck for me now is seize opportunities as much as possible and get more personal all the time. Thank you so much for that.
There you go. No, thank you. Thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure.
Awesome. And to everyone else out there, join us again for our next Top Innovator series at the Tech Executive Club. And until we see each other again, keep your brain cells active.